Eric Devendorf, welcome to the Steven Skinner podcast today.
Appreciate you having me.
It's absolutely awesome. I don't tend to get the butterflies over having a celebrity on the podcast, but it's been awesome. And when you are used to seeing someone on a TV, and again, I know we're probably similar ages, but again, I don't care, when you wear the orange jersey, you're instantly like a hero to how many tens of thousands of people in the stands at the Dome, but on top of that, just at their home. So again, people probably know you as the SU basketball. Is that what comes to mind when people you share your name, and does that happen?
I mean, all the time. I mean, especially in the community, but even, I don't know if people know, I mean, how far Syracuse really goes, like as far as basketball, football, it's all over the country. So, there'll be times we'll be in New York City or in Florida somewhere, and then it's a Syracuse fan, and Devo, yell it out. So, but I mean, I love it. This, I tell everyone the community here in Syracuse is like no other. It's special, and I'm happy to be a part of it. Proud to be a part of it.
Well, that's awesome. So, give us a little bit of a backstory. I want to talk about not just your past, but also what you're all these amazing nonprofit things and philanthropic works you're doing now. But give me a little background. Born and raised where?
So born and raised, Bay City, Michigan, small city, 35,000 people. Mom and dad, two sisters, one older, one younger. Blue collar, grew up all basketball for me. I mean, so that was my identity for so long. I remember 7 years old, my dad introduced me to it. And from then on, I was waking up at 5:30, rain, sleet, snow. I'm out there shoveling, chopping the ice.
Yeah.
During lunch, after school, after practice. It was an all-day thing for me. So that was my focus from a young age. I was lucky enough to find something that I really loved early on.
That's awesome.
And I think, there's people, 30s, 40s, 50s that they're still trying to figure out what they really love. And I found mine at 7 years old. And, I worked really hard every day, and eventually, was an All-American in high school. I had really my pick of the litter as far as what colleges I want to go to. Came down to Michigan State, Florida, and Syracuse. I originally committed to Michigan State. 2003 national championship year, I go to the Michigan State-Syracuse game.
Yeah.
G-Mac, Melo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hakeem, all those guys.
Absolutely.
And just seeing the pace and how they played, that fit my style.
That's awesome.
First time I ever saw Syracuse play, being from Michigan, it was all Michigan State. So when I saw them play, it was, instantly it attracted me. I remember telling my coach, hey, we decommit and see what's going on with Syracuse. They came down the next week to a practice in Detroit, part of my travel team I was playing on, and offered me a scholarship right after practice. Coach Boeheim, Troy Weaver at the time, who's now GM of the Detroit Pistons, and I was Cuse, ever since then, and that's kind of the quick backstory of how I got to Syracuse.
And Michigan State usually always had Syracuse's number too, so it was a big.
Michigan State was they're top 10 all the time.
They're amazing, and again, well coached as well too.
Tom Izzo, right.
Yeah, exactly, Tom Izzo. So, what's childhood? Who did you idolize? Either basketball or otherwise, but who did you idolize that said, what, I want to be like them. I'm going to play my game around them, or maybe a style when you're growing up and playing. Was there a particular couple of different athletes?
Well, obviously Michael Jordan and Allen Iverson. I mean, so I really pride myself on competing at a high level, hard, grit. You have that dog mentality, like just going in, not afraid, fearless, and those two guys are top of the food chain when you talk about that. So I was attracted to their style of play and just never giving up. When you're missing shots or getting knocked down, turn the ball over, make a bad decision, you're right back at it and getting up and getting it back on the other end and getting after it. So I really prided myself on playing hard, competing at a high level, and if we wanted to get a little nasty, if we had to, that was something I enjoyed doing as well.
You're all about it. I mean, so again, the memory that I remember from the Eric Devendorf memory is this crazy long UConn 6 overtimes. I mean, not one or two. I mean, if you ever see 3 nowadays, you're thinking, wow, what a heck of a marathon of a game. But the 6 overtime, and I think all the pictures I see again. Now, who was with you on that team? And you had this huge victorious outcome against UConn, which again, another huge rival of the Cuse there. So, who were some of your teammates, and what are some of the experiences even of that game?
Yeah, I mean, so that year was pretty special, 2008, 2009 year. Myself, Johnny Flynn, Paul Harris, Christophe Angewant, Renze Anawaku, Andy Routins, Rick Jackson, Who else we have? Justin Thomas, Chris Joseph.
Man.
And at the time they were freshmen coming in playing, big minutes in the fourth, fifth, sixth overtime because guys were fouling out.
Fouling out.
Yeah, exactly, fouling out. So that game was special.
Did you play the whole game? I mean,
I fouled out in the fourth overtime. In the fourth, that's when they came in. We need all 12. We
it's
need
crazy.
Yep, walk-ons coming in. But on the other side, UConn, it was set up for a special game with Boeheim and Calhoun.
What was the score of that one?
126 to 116. But it was free
but
throws
it was
at the end.
Exactly. It was at the very end.
Oh, we didn't take the lead until third overtime. Until the third overtime.
Oh, we just were able to tie it.
It was just every time one person take and then another, and we're just going back and forth, right, and just being right there. But the rivalry was set up between the coaches, the players. They had Hasheem to beat, AJ Price, Jerome Dyson, Stanley Robinson, those type of guys. Just a typical UConn team was really going to play at a high level and compete. They're going to be really well coached, and it was back and forth. And then the stage was set up a little bit different, being Big East tournament. Madison Square Garden, New York City. If Syracuse Orange, they're selling out the Madison Square Garden more than the Knicks at the time.
Absolutely.
So it was a packed house. It's like you're performing on a stage. All the lights are in it. So it was just, it was a different feeling, and I love playing in Madison Square Garden every single time. You just got a different feeling.
If you love the big scene. What are some other memorable moments of being wearing the orange jersey there? You have some, because again, you played some pretty amazing even tournaments toward the end. Weren't you some Sweet 16s? And so what were some of the most memorable either things you could recall from the college experience?
Yeah, being a part of the NCAA tournament, of course.
Yes.
Sweet 16 to the second round my freshman year. We had a Big East tournament run with Jerry McNamara, who was my backcourt mate. He was a senior. 4 games in 4 days. 4 straight. That's never been done before at that time. And we were an 8 seed, I think, or a 9 seed, I believe, at the time. So we went through some. Cincinnati, UConn the second day, who was number 1 in the country. And then we had Georgetown, Roy Hibbert, all those guys. Yeah. And then, Pittsburgh, Carl Krauser, Aaron Gray. So that was my freshman year. Yeah. So I got to, experience some pretty cool moments. And then playing in the Dome, on a consistent basis, 25,000. And then you got games where you got 30 and 35. The Dome, if anyone's been to a game, how special that is.
It's a special place.
Just to be able to play there and have the community behind you and support you like that.
So you had your collegiate years here at playing for the Qs, amazing memories. But again, a lot of times people, they do their schooling here and it's great, and then they either go on to either pros, or then they'll go take a career at something else and move out of state. So talk to us a little bit what transpired even after that kept you. Did you leave the area for a little while, or did you stay? So give us a little bit of what went on there.
Yeah, I have 2 daughters, 15 and 13, and they were with me, when I was in college. My first one, I was 21, so she was going to the Syracuse games, as a baby.
Awesome.
2 years later, I had my youngest. So that kept me around.
So that's the draw to stay in Syracuse.
They're here right now. This is where my family is.
It's awesome.
This is my family. And at the time, I did play overseas for 7 years. So I'll go overseas for 7-8 months, come back. And, they came with me to New Zealand and Australia at a young age. But as soon as school starts, obviously they're going to be here. But 7 years on and off. I'm, gone 8 months back in the summer doing that. And, my roots were here. Like I've been here since 2005.
I know.
Obviously, being from Michigan, but this is a special
half your life now is all in Syracuse.
Yeah, it started with my girls, right? And then, obviously being a part of the community, a big part of the community, and knowing a lot of people, I wanted to do something because this community supported me so much. I need to give back somehow, and I want to create different opportunities and do it in different ways.
So let's talk about that. So again, through you have this heart of and passion not only just to play ball, but now it's gone into other directions. So share with us some of the things that you're doing right now. It sounds like you're mentoring a lot of kids and you're bringing a lot of change to people's lives. Share some of the different things that you're doing for the listeners.
Yeah. So 2019, I come back. I was actually I coached a year at Detroit Mercy as assistant coach. Come back here and decided to start my own thing. So it's ED23 Hoops. I started. It's my for-profit. It's doing camps and clinics. We've rounded it out and made teams, and we have speaking engagements and just
awesome.
It's pretty broad what we do out of it.
It's awesome.
So just trying to create opportunities, provide resources for a lot of kids in the community, and then we come with our foundation, our nonprofit ED23 Foundation, which we just launched a few months ago and officially public in November. It just allows us to do a little bit more. You know, we've done sneaker giveaways, awesome. You know, turkey drives, coat drives, hat and scarf giveaways, and we've done it, you know, help people, but now the foundation allows us to go here with it and doing it on an even bigger scale, and not only help people, but inspire, motivate people to do the same thing. And then also, you know, when you're doing these things, you're connecting people, and now they're meeting and forming relationships, and that's how it kind of works, right? It's all about the networking. When good people meet good people, they come together and do their own thing. And now, instead of this just right here, now we got it happening here and here and here and here, and that's how you build community.
Yeah. So again, what drives that? I would say ticking inside you that either initiated the want to give back? Is it just something for like the highlight, an experience of seeing people's, you know, your kids, maybe their eyes just light up, saying, oh, "Wow, there's a chance." What drove you to saying, you know what, I want to live a life that I want to give back to others to see the betterment of other people? Was there something that happened or transition? You're like, this is what I want to do.
I mean, somebody always did it for me. I was always given an opportunity, and not a lot of people, you know, growing up, you know, have people in their life that are able to introduce them to different opportunities that'll change their mindset or inspire them to do their own thing. And that's what life is about. You know, somebody did it for me, now it's time for me to do it for somebody else. And it just so happens I want to be able to do it for more than one person and get people on board to do the same thing. So that, I mean, I go back in my head like, hey, what is success? Yeah, we could have a lot of money, we could do all that, but if you're not, you know, being of service to others and trying to put others on, connecting others, building stuff so you could hire people to be, you know, be involved in it. That's how you grow something tremendous, you know. And that was my definition of success. Like when I look back on, you know, what is it really that what is success? And that was it to me. Yes. And everything else kind of just comes along when you meet people, good people. You're gonna have money come in. It's just kind of like the manifestation of it, right? The law of attraction. I'm a big fan of that. You know, I'm a believer of that, and that's kind of how I try to live my life and involve people to be a part of it, and you're just going to keep it going.
Is most of your giveaways and philanthropic work, is that most based on Syracuse right now, or do you have a vision for saying, you know what, we want to be able to do this in other cities or help work and mentor other people in other areas? How far do you believe it's going to go?
I mean, so I've done stuff back home in Detroit. I've done it in Flint when they had the water crisis. You know, we raised $10,000 for that. And so wherever I have the opportunity to do it or have the opportunity to help and somebody else is doing it, I'm gonna do that. But Syracuse is my home. That's where I'm at. You know, if you know, Syracuse is, I think, the second most impoverished city in the country per capita, #1 child poverty rate in the country per capita. So we need it right here. Yeah, I want to, if there's an opportunity to help outside, and we will be able to have that, you know, eventually. But right now, it's got to be here. You got to help the community that you're in. I mean, you're right here doing really good. 5 minutes down the street, it's a whole other story. They need it here, man, and I want to be able to do as much as I can to, you know, help provide those resources and opportunities.
How's it been? Have you been able to feel like Syracuse City schools and the different organizations locally, have they embraced some of your programs and things of that nature so that you can get in? Because again, you are blessed with an amazing name here, and people obviously love everything you did for our city. You find that the doors have been open for you on different ways to give back?
I mean, yeah, now, I mean, there were steps we had to take, right, to get there. I can't just be like, hey, I play basketball here. This is what we're trying to do. They got to see my vision and my plan. They got to see that I have the backing and the support, my board members on the foundation. And we're, you know, taking those steps in process of getting all that stuff together. And a lot of it's already done. And then reaching out to people, seeing what we got, seeing who's a part of it. And when they see the credible people that's a part of it, they're, you know, that helps as well. So we're reaching out to all the right people, trying to get, you know, all the people who have the same vision on board and a part of what we're trying to do. And like I said earlier, that's how you grow from here to here, and then, you know, keep on doing it and impacting as much as we can.
How well do you stay in touch with, again, you got amazing memories playing Cuse Hoops, so do you stay in touch with any of your former, again, teammates or even ones that came after you? Again, it's got to be its own alumni type fraternity in that regard.
Oh, yeah.
What do you stay in touch with any of them, and do you have conversations or different things like that, or do they reach out to you here and there? And obviously, GMAC is still he's still playing, he's still coaching with the Cuse and all that. So do you still have some camaraderie with some of the guys and the players?
I mean, absolutely. Just, you know, it's like a family. You know, from all the way back to, Billy Owens, Derek Coleman, to, Mello, G-Mac, and beyond, guys, guys playing now. It's a fraternity. I talked to G-Mac, talked to the coaches up there. Renze was my roommate for 4 years. I was just, this past weekend, I was down at the SEC championship game with Mello and a bunch of guys
awesome.
from Syracuse. So it's a big fraternity and blessed to be a part of it. And, I think we have a lot of people in that family that are on the same page as what we're talking about
Giving
right
back.
now and
Giving
trying to
back
help,
to
because
youth.
we were fortunate to have a lot as far as, at a young age being good at basketball. Opportunities are kind of given to you and people take care of a lot of stuff. So we look back pretty blessed. Now I'm, able to use the platform that it gave us and do good things for other people.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely, you're shaping the lives. I mean, it's, I know it's sometimes hard to think of the weight that's on you, but it's the weight of that, hey, the young people that you're speaking to, you have no idea when you're sharing what you share with them, you challenge them on their life, or that they can follow a dream, or that they can, to just get up in the morning and work hard and go back at it again. You don't realize you might be changing their entire trajectory. Their entire family tree might change because of the words. I mean, it's got to resonate a little bit.
It's pretty awesome.
You try not to do anything, but it is, and I think that's where I commend guys like yourself to be not just be complacent and be like, hey, that was great times, and now on to something else for me. No, but it's how about someone else?
Yeah.
And that's what I appreciate about you. I had wrote down today, I got to ask him. Boeheim's Army. So what's going on right now? You hear about it in the paper. Was it a couple years ago? You got it all, right?
2021.
Yeah, exactly. A couple years ago, you won it all there. Yeah. So what is that like? It's playing with some of the OGs, right? You're playing with some of the boys, and I mean, isn't it an amazing experience to have some fun?
I mean, unbelievable. I did it for, I believe, 7 years, and I did it. Now, this is a high-level tournament. Guys are still playing professionally, getting together, and it's a competitive. Like, dudes are taking this serious. Like, it's
and you were on the 20. Weren't you on the 2021 team?
I was on the 2021 team. So I did it for 7 years. We got close every single year, and in that year, 2021, we had a special group. A lot of people, had to sacrifice, and just to win one of these tournaments, that's what it has to be. It can't be one guy scored 25. It has to be a lot of different individuals stepping up.
Because it's high-level competition. This is not one of those celebrity games where everyone just they throw a ball around or whatever. This is high level.
You can score 30 points a game and you lose the second game. It doesn't matter what's going on.
Yeah.
I need that, a million. We're all coming together for that goal. It doesn't matter who scores, who does what. And that's what we did. We made it happen.
You made the city so proud of that, but it's just So I mean, again, team continues on. You might have a little bit of a say. Are you taking a little more of a mentoring role now on all that?
Yeah, I'm. It's a lot going on as far as I've got the radio stuff and the broadcasting, and then with the foundation and the hoop side, it's a lot going on. But I still get in the gym and make sure that's my stress reliever, man. Just getting in there and kind of shooting and just getting up and down a little bit. But I'm not doing anything with the TBT anymore. It's more from afar and just kind of, if they need me, I'm here. But I'm just.
But you carry those memories, man.
No question, man.
You got it.
I did my time. 7 years.
You did.
It's time to let somebody else come in there and get a crack at it.
That's awesome. So as we wrap up here, again, holiday season we're in right now. What again? The foundation, nonprofit foundation?
Yep, ED23 Foundation.
So is there a website?
There is. So ed23foundation.org is the nonprofit side, and then ed23hoops.com is the for-profit where we do all the camps, clinics, have the teams, and things like that.
That's awesome. Social media platform too, you're on?
At ed23hoops, at ed23 Foundation, that's Instagram and Twitter, and then LinkedIn, it's Eric Devendorf. We got all our events. You can keep up to date. We're actually doing January 6th. We'll do a hat, scarf, glove giveaway, probably over on the south side somewhere. And,
that's awesome.
And just giving out stuff for people who need it, man. It sounds simple, but it goes a long way.
No, it goes a long way.
I've learned that doing that stuff.
Opportunities to volunteer as well. If people don't have money, but they can volunteer. Is there opportunities to volunteer?
Yeah, so we always have a lot of people asking, which is awesome. We try to keep it to where we can organize it and have structure, but. Hit me on social media at ed23hoops.
Awesome. And they can always donate. Always, if they want to be able to give money toward it, that money can go toward things.
Yeah, on the website ed23hoops.com, ed23foundation.org. We have a donate button. All goes to everything we're doing. Like I said, turkey drive, hat, scarf, gloves, sneaker cleats. So yeah, all of it helps, man. And we really appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate you coming on the Steven Skinner podcast, Eric Devendorf, and wish you the absolute best, brother.
I appreciate you.
Excellent.
Same to you. Yeah, absolutely.
Good.